Hi, good afternoon and welcome to another TW White & Sons video review. Today's vehicle here is a Mazda CX-80. So, a newly launched product for the Mazda range. This is basically a 6 or 7 seater extended version of our CX-60, which is doing fabulously well. So we hope good things for the CX-80. This is a range-topping Takumi model. It's called a Takumi Plus. In the recent model change adjustments, they have basically added packs which would normally have been optionable onto the standard Amora, Takumi or exclusive line, which fundamentally are a convenience, a driver pack and a panoramic sunroof. So now you can buy all three options into a car grade, which this one represents, called the Takumi Plus. Don't worry folks, you can still order a Takumi with individual parts, so with a sunroof or without, the convenience and driver or without. This particular car's machine grey metallic, one of our premium paint finishes, and the Takumi spec is very much centric to chrome and a luxurious appearance. So starting with the front of a CX-80, you've got the waterfall style grille, all in black. Being a Takumi, it has front parking sensors, a front facing camera just under the grille here, under the badge rather, LED headlamps with high beam function, air vents which guide air through to the braking system, so they're functional. You could stick a twig in there and poke it in. So it's a functional air vent, as is the grille of course, keeping the car cool. Coming around the side, you have a chrome strake on the wing itself, proudly presenting itself as a PHEV. So what that means to you is a 2.5 litre petrol engine with an electric chargeable motor pack. That in itself brings 135 horsepower to the party, but the gross vehicle output is 325 horsepower. So fundamentally, the most powerful UK car offered by Mazda ever. So coming round to the back of the vehicle, you'll note with CX-60 versus CX-80, the true length difference is in the back door here, in the wheelbase, and it's 25 centimetres, giving lots of rear legroom in the middle row and 2 adult size seats in the boot. We'll come to that shortly. Coming around the back of the car, there are some identifiers to separate it from the CX-60, namely there's no visible tailpipes. Even though the car has them, they're just poking below the bumper line, out of sight. Nice extended lights, which again differentiate the car to a CX-60, and of course with a need to have room in the rear, the roof line is extended, and we have inbuilt chrome roof rails, again not standard on the CX-60. Coming into the wheel size, we have a 20-inch alloy, which is a diamond cut wheel, looking nice in machine grey and silver, matching the bodywork perfectly. Also complementing the bodywork, we have privacy glass. So with up to 7 passengers, you want to stay cool. You may also want to keep your valuables out of sight, and again that's going to fulfill that. The car is keyless entry, just around the driver's door lock, and we have indicators built into the mirrors here, so they're visible to all. And as we get back around to the front of the car, again, LED headlamps. So we'll go back to the rear. This is really where the purpose of a CX-80 is. So with the raised roof line, there's more room in the back. And again, to enter, just touch the pad underneath the badge. That will power up. And you're presented with the seats in the down position in this instance. Of course, being a plug-in hybrid, you have a hybrid plug-in ports on this side of the car. Simply just click and it will expose the ability to charge the car with a 7 kilowatt hour charger, which we would have very similar here. And again, if you buy the vehicle brand new from Mazda, there is a subsidised charge unit from PodPoint to take advantage of. So that will then reduce the car's charging time to about 1 hour and 40 minutes. If you use the 3-pin plug, you're looking nearer 5 hours. That's really a temporary solution. So with all the seats, the ability to fold flat, currently these are. What I would do is I'm going to magically fade into the rear seats here. So here we are with the rear seats. So easy to use. What I will do is I'm going to pan around here just to show you how you access. So you have a rather large door opening. Again, 90-degree angle, super useful. You may need to find a larger parking space just to allow that to fully extend. Now to grab the handle here, this will do a folding of the seat. Now if you return it to the upright position, the top button here actually slides the seat forward so you gain access to the rear seat. So there's 2 3-point belts properly equipped, and again, children or small adults very comfortable in the back row. So we can slide this back by hand and that will return to its original position. There are different recline angles you can use, so again pulling the lever give it a tug, and then it can come back again. So I can demonstrate that with the difference there. So you can recline aircraft style in ultimate comfort. There is a pull-out armrest as well. And also there are options around Takumi Plus and Homura Plus to have the 6 seats set up. So it will leave this section here as a storage area. Looks really good, and again really gives that aircraft vibe. Also giving you your own individual controls. This is for heating of the seats and your climate controls. Now again, there are models with cooling seat bases as well in the middle row. We also have an optional sunroof, but standard on Takumi Plus. And yeah, looking really nice. Almost Scandinavian in its wood, light leather and chromed appearance. Inbuilt blinds, again this is on top of the actual privacy glass, so it's going to give you ultimate privacy or stops heat soak into the cabin. Back to the seats. So if you're going to fold down, it's a 2-action manoeuvre. Pull the lever, headrest drops down, keep pulling it and the seat tumbles forward. Same again on this side, give it a tug, that pops down, and then one fell swoop. Again, I've done that with one hand. It's super light, easy to use. The middle row as demonstrated, they fold down on either side on a 60-40 split, and of course can be folded down completely. So we'll just show you that. Pull the side handle. That will give it the ultimate amount of space that the car can give you. And again, same the other side. Again, just dropping that down. Sorry, my bad. That one there. There we go. And we'll just show you this all the way through the cabin. So that's at least 6 if not 7 meters long. You could definitely sleep in there. You'd get a load of stuff in there. It is set up to be all sorts of useful vehicle types. So anything from carrying up to 7, carrying 2, and a huge amount of luggage. So this is how you get all your Christmas presents, and this is how you do your tip runs. Maybe not at that sort of price. So I'm going to magically stop and we'll come back into the cabin shortly. So with the car really assembled, we'll go into the front of the car. So again, for ease of use, with your key in your pocket, there is a touchpad here to lock and unlock the car, and put your hand in just to open the vehicle. If the car was locked at the time, that would power the mirrors out, and if it's visible in this camera light, there is a triangle here, there it is, which is your blind spot warning system. It will alert you to vehicles, anything from a motorbike upwards, coming in your blind spots, allowing you to not clash, and it will actually flash at you. The head-up display would also alert you for the projection box through the windscreen, and there's even audible visual alerts, both digitally on the tablet and as an alert audible in the car. Coming across, again, look at this lovely wood finish, a nice bit of chrome which runs through the car, padded with memory foam in there. You've got a really nice and easy to use electric control panel there, and of course onto the seat itself, which has got fundamentally it's a Nappa grade leather. There's a nice detail line running through there in cloth. Also we promote cloth on the car across the dash top with the Japanese stitch, which is called Takumi because it's a craftsman's type stitch. And Takumi itself is where you're Japanese and you achieve 25 years or more in your trade, you become a Takumi, a bit like a ninja. Okay, into the wheel itself. Wheel is powered and also would link together with different driver profiles, which we have a driver personalization system. It's quite unique. I've never seen it in other vehicles. You can literally program your height and the car will electronically move the seat, mirrors and steering column to the ideal Mazda height, steering wheel and mirror position. Obviously you can refine that and revise it for yourself, but ultimately you can pick driver profiles that will then link all your seat, steering and mirror preferences, as well as some of your driver safety systems, your preferences on radio and audio preferences, even down to Apple Android CarPlay. So a really nice thing if you've got multiple users of the car, and that means you just hop in onto your profile and away you go. Okay, so inside the cabin, firstly you're presented with over 12 inches of digital display here, and the same on there in a landscape style view, just no different to your digital telly at home. When you're ready to start and stop a Mazda CX-80, it works on the start stop button here. Give it a push and it will turn off, and the Mazda logo. Give it a push with the green light and that will power it back up, and in this instance start the car. So we have a digital display. You have the ability to show information that's pertinent. You've got an info button which changes information on the rear, tells you the low fuel, gives you the lane departure function. I'm going to link into the adaptive cruise because it uses the same technology. So you have the ability to activate that, pick a gap in time that suits you, anything from 2 seconds down to half a second. So that's going to preserve the gap in time, and it means if the car needs to slow itself in order to do so, it will do, including braking to a complete halt, and of course works very nicely in all urban conditions following the vehicle in front. So you've got that all on this side, just a finger or thumb away. This side's your media functions for audio, including Bluetooth preparation and access to voice commands, either Mazda's inbuilt, or if you pair for Apple and Android CarPlay, it will allow you to talk to Siri or OK Google. The rather large 12-inch screen there is here. You've got the control system below. Only on Apple and Android can it be touched physically, but once you move, it will sort of lock itself out. Again, reverting to the safer to use control system here. Things like parking brakes with electronic function. So the next time when you turn that on, you come to a halt in drive, it will automatically engage the handbrake. You can leave the car in drive, and when you're ready to move away, dab the throttle lightly, and off you go. Different driving modes. So if we click onto the actual drive modes, using the rocker switch that says My Drive, you've got Sport, which will turn the engine on. That will bias the engine and use the EV to give maximum power, 325 horses in fact. Coming back into normal, this will then allow the car to work out where it needs to be. So it will predominantly drive away in EV power, but if you need more acceleration, it will drop back into petrol for the short term you need it. Then you've got an EV mode, which works in the reverse. It's now going to bias itself to EV. You have a scale here, and that will allow the car to work within its EV range. Currently this is charged up to around 2 miles, so of course its gross mileage is up to 37. Real well we're finding is mid 30s, 32, 33, 34 consistently. Coming across, you have proper heating and air conditioning controls, which are actual buttons, easy to use, and you have things like heated steering wheel, heated seats, and a cooling seat base to choose for driver and passenger, of course. We can turn those off. Heated seats, are standard across all derivatives. The 8-speed automatic, which has also got gear change paddle controls as well. They're not regen controls for the EV. The tablet system here actually gives you a high and low regen, which will just promote a little bit more energy capture and actually brakes the car a little bit more heavily without actually using the foot brake. So one way to reduce pad and disc wear. Also storage, and in glove box. And then you've got things like your sunglasses holder, a lovely self-dimming rear view mirror and a frameless design, very Swedish. Of course, a great big panoramic roof, which opens and slides using the control function here. So that lets lots of light in. It doesn't open fully, it just opens to let air in. And then of course push back. You can tilt it only, and of course bring the whole blind forward with a push of a button, including stopping at any various stages you feel. Want to keep the children's heads nice and cool, you can do so, leaving the light to enter the cabin above driver and passenger. So let's bring that all the way closed and just review the rest of this fine interior. So Nappa grade leather, lovely textile finish both on door card running through the actual dash display here. I did mention the head-up display with other functions. So there's the box which allows that to happen, and then you've got display information around road speed, actual speed, adaptive cruise information, sat-nav information, telephone information, and media information. So you can choose what information you have. You don't have to have it completely on the screen. You can decontent it or add as much as you want, including turning it off fully. So coming back onto the tablet, again, quick access to media. Just need to bring that down a bit. There we go. Big pen back the finger. Then you've got access to media. So let's just come back out of that. Hold on, there we are. Into communication, which is where your phone pairs. Into media, we've got FM, AM, DAB, Bluetooth, and of course, Android Auto. Now I've used this car, so I'm going to activate that, and it will show you things like the mapping that's available. Easy to use. The control functions can be touched, of course, so you can go straight into a Google Maps type affair there. We can diminish that slightly, and it's a really nice, easy to look at screen. You've got access to media streaming services and of course telephone preparation. So they're all available just by touching the screen or when moving using the control interface here. In front of there, wireless charging pad, Again, if your phone's capable, it will conductively draw energy, and of course with your wirelessly linking for Apple and Android, no cables needed here. It will allow you to charge the phone and still send information streaming into the car's tablet. So, a lot of stuff on this fabulous car. It's a PHEV. It's got electric. It also has petrol engine with 324 horsepower. That makes it one of the faster Mazda cars offered in the UK. So we have a 60-mile-an-hour figure, close to 6 seconds. Here it is. This demonstrator will be available. We tend to sell these around the 3rd month, 90th day. So it will be available to you. So don't hesitate to inquire early. It can be reserved in advance for its date of release. It's obviously available for test drives, as that's its primary function. But don't hesitate to call out to us. You can fund the purchase with us. We have some great campaigns. You can also buy a new version from us. And if you wish to part exchange your car, we can do that too. Thanks for reviewing.